Pierre Poilievre is back at it. He's even working overtime on weekends exposing Mark Carney now. So he's put out this video here. It's a clip from CBC. This is David Cochran. He's not someone who's generally good to listen to, but he's got something here, and it says, "There is no polite way to say this. Carney is caught in another bait and switch, taking tariffs off he said we're on. Why the lie? To look like a tough guy while secretly caving again. This is not about whether counter tariffs are good or bad. It is about a prime minister you can't trust." Did Mark Carney get caught lying for like the 17 millionth time already? We're going to have a look at this. Now, before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. I appreciate you guys doing that for me so much. Let's have a look at this, and we'll talk about it after, like usual.
Well, after saying last month it would remove all counter tariffs on U.S. goods covered under CUSMA, new reporting from the CBC has found out that the Liberal government quietly dropped more of those tariffs than advertised. The CBC's Kate McKenna broke the story, and she joins me now. So, Kate, walk us through what you found out here.
Well, David, we all remember last month when Mark Carney announced that the government was going to be dropping some retaliatory tariffs in order to kind of push ahead with trade negotiations with the United States. So at the time, the Prime Minister said that he was essentially going to be matching what the United States was doing to us, which is to say counter tariffs were going to be dropped on CUSMA-compliant goods.
Right.
So goods that were compliant with the existing free trade agreement. Implying that if a good wasn't compliant with CUSMA, then it would be tariffed. Take a listen to what he said at the time.
The Canadian government will now match the United States by removing all of Canada's tariffs on U.S. goods specifically covered under CUSMA.
Now, almost a month later, we've learned that's actually not what happened. Canada has...
Whoa, hold on, Kate. Are you saying that Mark Carney is a liar? How dare you? It's not like there's like not a million examples of it. How dare you think that he's going to lie for the 1 millionth and one time? I can't believe this. Of course I'm being sarcastic. Of course he lied again. When has he not lied? Again, you elbozos, you got played so bad. So bad. And guess what? You dummies are going to vote Liberals again, aren't you? Because you don't learn. It's almost like Liberals are self-destructive. Like Stephen Harper said in a video a long time ago that modern Liberals have become nihilistic. I think he's right.
Removed all counter tariffs, regardless of whether a good was CUSMA compliant, except for, of course, the sectoral tariffs on steel, aluminum, and auto. And they never actually communicated that to the public. We found it by reading an order in council, which was never publicized and required me to ask a number of questions from the government. So this was not something that they ever told the public. Now, there might be good reasons for why the government did it. I spoke with a couple of trade lawyers who told me that it would have been extremely costly to enforce. It would have required hiring more people at the border. The amount of money, that revenue that was generated probably would have been almost negligible because most goods, if you do the paperwork, are CUSMA compliant, right? So one trade lawyer I spoke with said that, this was admirable bureaucratic restraint. However, it's not what the government said that they were doing. It's not what Mark Carney said he was going to do. And the reality of it is they implied that Canada and the US were doing the same things to each other, and in reality that's not actually what happened. So we heard from Pierre Poilievre today. He posted on social media saying this is another elbows down lie. Now, in a statement, the finance minister's office says they do what they do because they want to adapt their trade policy, both to get a new deal done and also to help Canadians the best that they can.
Right. That was the argument, though, for dropping the CUSMA-compliant tariffs. There's been no broader explanation on the balance there, right? Because he says matching, but it's 25% on steel and aluminum versus 50%. But the explanation for why they dropped the non-CUSMA-compliant goods from tariffs is just to advance trade. Am I understanding that right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. They told me they told me that it's true what we're reporting, but they didn't go into detail as to why in their response to me.
Well, after saying
I don't even have much to say because I'm just so shocked. that the elbows up prime minister is actually elbows down. I've only been saying it for 6 months. What's it going to take for these liberals to believe that this guy is not a tough guy? This guy is not here for Canada. He is here for himself. He is here for his investments, which 91% of are in the United States. He's in it for Brookfield. He's in it for the WEF. When you're a Liberal Prime Minister and the CBC, which is funded by the Liberal government, starts calling you out, you know you're in big trouble. We've already seen the polls tightening. Even Nanos only has the Liberals up by a few points. Abacus has it tied or the Conservatives slightly ahead, and Angus Reid has the Conservatives ahead. And now that Parliament is back and we're getting into the fall session, it's only going to get worse and worse. It's not going to get better. And let me also make another prediction for you, and let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I guarantee you that Mark Carney and Donald Trump will not come together and make a deal until Mark Carney's supporters, his liberal supporters, start to put pressure on him to do so. Because right now, and for the past 6 to 8 months, the whole Trump thing has helped Mark Carney politically, so he doesn't want that to end until the support for it starts to switch. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think I'm right or wrong on that? And also give me your thoughts as well. I'm very curious as to what you guys have to say. Please, again, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new one.